Cornwall is to host what is likely to be the first gathering of world leaders since the start of the global pandemic.
President Joe Biden will make his first visit to the UK since the election and will join politicians from Canada, France, Germany, Italy and Japan.
Of course, COVID is expected to be on the agenda, but they will also be discussing climate change. Environmental groups in the county are hoping to showcase their work to inspire change across the world. Grace Pascoe is live in Carbis Bay for us this evening, where the leaders will gather. Grace, how have people been reacting to the news that Cornwall's going to be on the global stage?
Well, this is huge news for Cornwall. There is no doubt of that. Economically, we're told it could bring £50 million into the county over the next decade, and familiar faces like our Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the Canadian leader Justin Trudeau and Angela Merkel will be amongst those heading here to Carbis Bay for the summit. International delegates will need food, accommodation and a place to work, but what they'll also get is our stunning landscapes here. I've been finding out how people here in Cornwall are reacting to the news. In June, this seaside hotel will host the G7 summit. It's set to be the first in-person G7 meeting of the world leaders in almost 2 years. And debt, coronavirus and climate change will all be up for discussion.
There's so many people around the world that can get to find what Carbis Bay is about, what Cornwall's about, and so I'm really excited. It's a brilliant thing to be able to deliver and to host, and it's just fantastic. We can really do something amazing. We can be start of something that's quite incredible for the UK, but also around the world. So yeah, what a great honour, what a great privilege, and what a great challenge for us.
This is how Carbis Bay locals felt when they heard their village will play host to the G7 international leaders.
Surprise.
Disbelief.
Great.
Mixed. I think it's amazing, isn't it? This little town in West Cornwall. But then on the other hand, I don't know, coming out of a pandemic, whether people travel in here from all different parts of the world, I don't know.
It's really good, sort of brings awareness to the area and to make, I don't know, put the area on the map a little bit more.
I think it will give Cornwall a lot more coverage after a couple of difficult seasons with COVID. So yeah, I just think it'd be really good for Cornwall and hopefully bring more tourism to the area.
Hopefully by then the vaccines will be rolled out. Most people will have got them, and by June hopefully we'll be on the other side of it. So hopefully it won't be too much of an impact, and presumably if it is still going to be a risk to us, then they'll stop it going ahead.
Showcasing the best of Cornwall's businesses, both big and small, will be a top priority for many.
We try so hard for so long to get London to notice us and to get our policies and our needs and our need for infrastructure. The fact that Cornwall is a fantastic place to do business, to actually get that out there and to showcase not only to world leaders, but actually even to our own government, that actually Cornwall is here and is a place to do business, is a really vital message that we need to get out.
It will shine a light on Cornwall. That's the tourism, the technologies, the renewables, give us lots of opportunity to show off the potential of Cornwall, not just for holidays, but for business to the rest of the world.
Planning for the G7 summit is now in full flow, and providing the pandemic is under control by then, presidents, prime ministers and politicians will all have a Cornish seaside summit booked into their summer schedules. Well, I'm now joined by the owner of the Carbis Bay Hotel and Estate, Stephen Baker. What do you make of your hotel being the chosen one here?
Well, this is just fantastic news for Cornwall. Presidents, Prime Ministers, and I mean, we're absolutely honoured that the Prime Minister's chosen to host the G7 in Carbis Bay. I think this is going to cement the reputation of Cornwall with tourism and hospitality across the world, and it's so exciting.
And also here to join us, obviously G7 is all about the environment, so we're joined by HUGO TAGHOLM, who's the Chief Executive of Surface Against Sewage. HUGO, how big a boost is this for Cornwall to be chosen for the G7?
What an incredible decision to host the G7 summit here in Cornwall. An opportunity to put the ocean and the environment at the heart of discussions as world leaders meet here in Carbis Bay. Incredible stuff. Decisions made this year here in Cornwall will set our trajectory on the ways we tackle climate change and restore nature. And then of course we have COP26 later this year, a pivotal year for our ocean, for our environment and for Cornwall.
If you were to pick something to be on that agenda during these discussions, what would it be?
Well, look, it goes without saying that we should put the ocean at the heart of these discussions, particularly as we come out of the global pandemic. We need to see a green and a blue recovery. We need to make sure world leaders put sustainability at the heart of everything, and the ocean is where they should start. This is key to our recovery as an environmental issue.
Fantastic. Well, thank you ever so much for joining us, Hugo. Thank you for joining us, Stephen. And I think the world leaders will be hoping the weather is a little kinder to them in June when they head here for the G7 summit.
Grace Pascoe live in Carbis Bay for us this evening. Thank you.